Another day, another DOGE. What exactly is the Department of Government Efficiency and what does it do? Hi, this is Lindy Kaiser with ClearanceJobs.com. Reminder to like and subscribe to our channel if you want all of these updates and news you can use. DOGE is making headlines. It has been since President Trump came into office and launched the Department of Government Efficiency. A lot of legal back and forth around it. So if, as a security clearance holder, somebody in the national security space, you might be wondering, what is DOGE? What is it going to do? How could it impact things in the Pentagon, which is the latest place where DOGE is set to make its mark? So just a brief primer. DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, again, put under this special advisory role of Elon Musk. He's going basically across the federal government and doing what President Trump promised to at his campaign, which is looking for examples of waste, fraud, and abuse, misuse of taxpayer dollars, and trying to slash those across the board. So DOGE has gone into a number of government agencies, most notably USAID, basically went in and took down the agency, gone into, I think there's been debate about Social Security Administration, IRS. There's been some pushback, again, legal rulings that have prevented it from going in there. Was created under the U.S. Digital Service, which was an existing executive branch agency. That agency was actually formed by President Obama. Trump came in and basically put DOGE under the USDS umbrella. So renamed that agency, kind of said this is where it's going to be housed within the executive branch or White House. That's not necessarily unprecedented. So even if you're in the security clearance realm, you're one of my fellow security wonks watching these videos, you will recognize that from something like NBIB, OPM, and then DSS, Defense Security Service, kind of all of those meshed together then to become DCSA, this new agency. It's funny, we just did a history of personnel vetting, and there was even discussion there about, is DCSA a new agency or is it just a renaming of DSS as an agency? So again, is DOGE a new agency or just a renaming of USDS? I'll leave that for you to decide. Again, there has been a lot of legal pushback, so follow what's the latest. It's constantly changing. I think what I've heard so far is that a lot of the legal pushback may not stand. There might be piecemeal things where things that DOGE does as an entity wouldn't be okay. But as far as there's been, some claims that it has to operate as a federal advisory committee and have different regulatory aims. I do think that the renaming, again, making this executive branch entity, Obama did it with the USDS, Trump's doing with DOGE, putting them in the executive branch. The things they're doing, again, will come agency by agency, but what can you expect from DOGE, regardless of whether you're at, again, is a look at where are we spending money, where are we potentially overspending money, where is there a misuse of taxpayer dollars? So DOGE on its website is heavily publicizing areas where government funds have been potentially misused, not used properly. So if you work in national security and you want to stay in your job, I think it will be useful to look through the lens of national security, mission accomplishment. What DOGE has said moving into the Pentagon is that they want to divert dollars from fluff into supporting the worker. Not going to comment on what that means, what that looks like, but I think supporting the warfighter will be critical across national security. So whatever everyone is doing, how does that work support the end result? The closer you are to supporting that end state, again, mission critical work across the government, the better likelihood you have to stay in your jobs. So DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, rebranding, renaming of USDS, special advisory role to the president, operating within the executive branch, but going agency by agency, entity by entity across the federal government and looking for examples of waste, fraud, and abuse and things that they can cut. So continue to follow news updates, continue to follow us at Clearance Jobs for more on DOGE, what it is, what it isn't, and how you can stay safe and sane working in the federal government today.